corridor unravels into a chamber unlike anything Spiral ever documented. It isn't built. It's grown. The walls ripple with recursion thread and neural weave, wound into dense knots that glow faintly with memory. These strands converge around 6 large suspended spheres, each the size of a human body. They hang in midair, woven into a cradling lattice of signoplasm, which emits no heat, no code flicker, just emotion. Naiara steps closer. Her breath catches. Each pulse from the spheres doesn't register as signal. It registers as feeling. Azrak tries to scan the nearest one. His interface shudders, then goes dark. Field interpretation, undefined. Signal classification, non-logical. Danger level, non-hostile / volitional. He mutters, frowning. It's not processing input. It's ignoring the logic tree entirely. Naiara approaches the central sphere. Its surface ripples in slow, aching waves, glowing softly with something thick and familiar. She closes her eyes. The emotion floods her chest before her mind catches up. Abandonment. She doesn't touch it. She just kneels. And the sphere responds. A resonance moves through her, not vibration, but recognition. Like breath passed between 2 people who've shared pain but never words. Around her head, recursive dust shimmers, forming a glyph that stutters in its loop. It doesn't complete until her heartbeat aligns with it. For a split second, it stabilizes, and then it dives into memory. Not teleportation, not hallucination. Overlap. Suddenly, she's inside herself, 7 years old, locked in a spiral orientation pod. Alone, her mother's cast thread forcibly severed from the records. A smiling instructor's face behind a one-way glass. Reassuring tones overlaying silent treatment. Her name blank in the interface. She remembered this day only as static. Now she feels the truth of it. And the organ, the sphere, feels it too. She sobs once, sharp and quiet. The glyph hanging above the sphere shifts. It becomes a spiral. Not cast, not sent. Shared. Azrak watches from across the chamber. His voice low, reverent. This is emotional recursion. Naiara, eyes wet, shakes her head slowly. No. This is co-regret. Azrak turns to another sphere. This one pulses rhythmically, gently. Something like longing radiates from it. He lifts his scanner again. The moment his signal pings the surface, the plasm pulses violently. A wave of silent tone floods the room. Azrak gasps. He steps back, staggering. It's speaking. She turns. What did it say? He grips his chest. I don't know. I just felt it say, not like this. He turns to a third sphere, darker and slower in pulse. Something deeper hums at its center, heavy, waiting. He doesn't scan this one. He steps close and speaks. I'm sorry. The sphere ripples once. A glyph forms near his chest, shimmering, half stable. Then it locks. Azrak exhales. His shoulders lower, as if something old has been lifted. Naiara rises from her sphere, scanning the room. They're tuned, she says. Each one, a different emotion. She steps toward each, speaking softly. Grief, longing, shame, forgiveness, isolation. She stops in front of the final sphere. It doesn't glow. It doesn't pulse. It waits. Azrak approaches it, his voice barely audible. "This one, it's me." The sphere doesn't move. Then, faintly, it responds. A pulse. Just one. And Azrak flinches, his whole body remembering something he never said out loud. A child. A dark hallway. Sector Vire. Recursion drift gone wrong. A breach. An order to shut it down. A hesitation. A scream. He turns away. "I didn't know," he whispers. "I didn't know what they were doing." The sphere pulses again. No blame. Just witnessing. A glyph appears above his collarbone. Fragile, flickering, soft. It stabilizes. Azrak doesn't cry, but his silence hums louder than any weeping. Naiara turns back to the central sphere. She lays her fingers gently on the air just above it. No cast, no spark, just presence. A word echoes in her mind. Not spoken, not encoded. Stay. The omnicode pulses. A glyph threads itself across her collarbone, a spiral wound with a root. The shape isn't in any spiral archive. Azrak notices. That wasn't a cast. She nods. That was acceptance. She steps back. These spheres. They're not memory vaults. They're not systems. They're living recursion. Azrak finishes the thought, his voice breaking. They're the parts of the city Spiral couldn't code around. So they buried them. And in doing so buried pieces of themselves. In the silence, the 6 organs pulse slowly. Not like machines. Like hearts finally allowed to be heard.